Good morning, everybody. Welcome and welcome back. Welcome and welcome back. This is Art to the Round Table. My name is Mello. We're gonna keep doing what we do here. I'm just looking at my stream here in on YouTube, and I don't know what's going on. It's been really funky. But you know what? As long as it gets to you, my peoples, I'm happy. So if that's all I care for. That's all I want. Okay. All right. I don't know what's going on, but it's going. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. We're gonna keep working on Wonder Woman here. What is it in Spanish? Mujer Maravillosa? Mujer Maravilla? One of those. So let's do it. You guys might be wondering also, what is this giant canvas doing behind it? This is going to be the base for my Galactus piece. I'm really digging these style of single figure portraits, poster style, graphic style posters and pinups or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what to call them. So I've done so far Wolverine as Patch. I've done the Hulk as Joe Fixit. I have done Doctor Doom. I want to start doing some DC stuff. I want to start doing some indie characters as well. If you guys know any cool indie characters, put their names up on the chat. I'll Google them. I'll look them up if I don't know them. If I do know them, I'll do some like this. What I really want to do is I want to develop a series or collection of these type of images. There is an indie con happening here in Jacksonville, the end of July, I think. Let me see here. IndieCon 2026 in Jacksonville, and I want to go. I went a couple of years ago. I had a good time. Met and saw. I didn't meet. I bumped into him. We rubbed shoulders. Little elbow nudging of Jim Rugg of Cartoonist Kayfabe fame, and an indie artist in his own right. I have his Hulk Grand Design, and I have his what's the girl? Street Angel. I'm gonna take those. Hopefully, I can get him, bump into him again, and see if he can sign them for me. But I want to go. But it's on July the 11th, 2026, so I got some time to get some of these done, just so I can go and promote myself a little bit. And see if I can get some work with some indie peeps. Nah me. So that is the goal. Hey, Artfully, how are you? I believe I remember you. I think I subbed to you. You have a great channel. You beginning your art journey? I remember you. Welcome. I usually do, when I'm doing streams this early, I usually call them Coffee and Lead. I did one last Friday. I got my Joe. I don't know if you're a Joe drinker, tea drinker. Sip up. We're going to be doing Wonder Woman here. And I was talking about this giant canvas. This, what is this? 18 by 24. I'm going to draw Galactus in this style of pinup poster graphic style. I've been digging these. I'll show you some of the ones I've done before. Sorry. So I've been doing these type of style of portraits and drawings Single title, single character, that type of stuff. And this is the last one I drew. I don't know. I don't know if I usually spray fixative on them. I can't remember. I must have. I don't know if you. I think we might be in the same age group when we were young, and they had the old school Xerox machines where they would just use that high-end chemical to make copies. So I used a fixative for this, and that's how I ended up seeing if I did spray this. This thing would have been smudging. This is just blue Prisma pencil that I was introduced to use by another artist by the name of Robert Norton, and I've really been enjoying it, and I'm drawing on these canvases. So that's that. That's the style. This is the largest one I've done so far. This is 12 by 16. Nope, I just lied. 16 by 20. 16 by 20. These are 12 by 16. And that Wonder Woman is 11 by 14 because I just wanted to have a ton of supplies. So that was the second one. Doom was the third one. This was the first one. And this is using gouache. Winsor Newton, these aren't pro. I think they're just artist gouache. You have to say gouache when you say that. Yes, color erase. Prisma. Where are you, bud? So, Prisma color erase, number 20044 if you're interested. Blue, I'm trying to get the indigo color. I've seen some people use it, and it looks fantastic. But Prisma likes to discontinue supplies that artists enjoy and use a lot. I think they want us to buy all the other colors. But yeah, this one was the first one. It came out better than I expected. I had a ton of fun doing it. And then I figured in the middle of doing the claws, I'm like, oh, it would have been cool if I had the Hulk in the claws as an homage to an old cover from the 80s. So then I drew Grey Hulk, Mr. Fix-It, Joe Fix-It. Then I did Doom. I don't know why I did it in blue pencil. Those other ones were in regular graphite. The good thing about this, you don't have to switch pencil grades. This whole drawing was done using one single pencil. You can get some really good variations, and it erases very well. It's waxy, so it blends very well, and I'm able to use my electric eraser to get some of these sharper details and draw. No ASMR for you. And like all things, I end up falling into a groove or falling into this little I get stuck on a singular road. And so I was like, I gotta do some DC. I don't gotta, but you gotta, right? If you do Marvel, you gotta do DC. So that was it. So that's what we're gonna be working on today. So this giant canvas here, this is 18 by 24. I'm going to do Galactus. And the title for Galactus is going to be 5 inches big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to say Devour in the bottom. Is based on a drawing I did several years ago. Several? Has it been? No, single. So I'm going to embiggen that drawing. For the Devour piece. And because he's such a big character, I went and scanned it, went into Photopea and Photoshop, and see what it's going to look like in such a scale, and that's going to be fun to do. I don't know if I'm going to do that on a live. It may take too long. I might just record it separately and do that. All right. I think that's enough housekeeping. I think we get started on this bed. I should be able to get a ton of the stuff done here. Wrong glove. I have been, I'm kind of a weird artist. Good morning drawing while talking. What's the word I'm looking for? My inspirations, I should do that, come at weird times. And it's usually either because I'm watching or reading or doing something else. My artistic inspirations. I don't think I need that. I think I'm going to do 2B for now. Like it goes a mile a minute. Which is okay. Close that. But I have been earwigged, mentally earwigged, to do a David and Goliath piece. And I want to do it on canvas, but I want to draw it. I want to draw the heck out of it. And I don't know if the canvas will I don't know if I can do this type of shading and building up using canvas. So I think Galactus is going to be my test for it. I'm just adjusting camera angles so that everybody can see it. I think we're Gucci. So who knows? We'll see. What have I done so far? I've only used 2H, 2B, and a 6B, I think, for my tones. I don't know how much further I'm going to go in terms of tones. I think this might be the darkest, because all I'm doing is just keep building up the graphite, and it's not really helping. So I think once this is done, I should be able to spray it with fixative. I am going to keep it in grayscale, scan it, print it out, and the printout is what I'm going to paint on. And I might print it out bigger. All right, let's do these things. But enough about me. How are you guys doing? I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I hope you guys did something cool, did something fun. Ooh. It didn't go very well, bud. Galactus is a weird character. This isn't the first time attempting it for me. With varying success. I'm gonna show you the bottom of the barrel. And I can understand purple is an interesting color. It could be quite overwhelming. So it didn't come out well, huh? Now I'm curious. Now I want to see it. Now it's like when You go to the carnivals and go to the freak show section. I kind of like what's the word I'm looking for here? I kind of messed myself up doing the lettering, but I know I needed to do the lettering first. Just because it would have been just terrible to try to do the whole piece and then start erasing because of all the smudging that I'm doing. But this might be the smoothest part of the drawing today. All the details over here, so hopefully I don't ruin it. All right, her armor. I'm really not going with any version or variation of the character. She's kind of a mix of the Gal Gadot because of the version, the theatrical version. I liked the way her gauntlet was created, or her tiara. But it still holds the star from the comic book version of it. I still don't feel as I'm not like the biggest Wonder Woman fan in that sense of like I'm not like her biggest fan. I am a fan. I still, in my opinion, so don't at me. I still don't think they've done her justice in any live action. I know we all have a romantic memory of Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. But I think that if we was to go back and start watching some of those, we'll see how cheesy. But that's how the era was. It was all about cheesiness, and that era of superhero where they kind of stand around and laugh at the villain at the end of the day. It held, it held its place in that time in the 80s. Was it 80s or 70s? I can't remember if I was watching current episodes or if it was just reruns. But it must have been revolutionary. To have a female superhero so prominent and dominant on TV. Right? Because what was it at the time? Her and the $6 Million Woman? Was there anybody else? Yeah, Linda Carter was the GM. The only reason why I know, I love me some Linda Carter. Did not know she was half Mexican. Alright, so where were we? I don't do my best at the art study groups I can't focus as much and not much. Wait, I can't read. Sorry. Lord help me with my words and my thoughts. I don't do my best at the art study groups that you have. Can't focus as much and not as much time. So I probably could do better, yet I have always Get really confused with characters wearing helmets. Yeah, man, helmets. Helmets. The best version of Wonder Woman has been the animated show. Bar none. In my humble opinion. And they did her justice, pun intended. They really did make her a leader in that show. She had standalone episodes for herself. I think the writers were obviously fans of hers. And her mythos. Oh, we getting there. Her mythos. Best episode ever. And I think that's what's cool about it is that I was always thinking, because we're nerds here at Casa de Mello, who were the strongest humans in the DC universe, and she's obviously one of them. She is human, not of alien origin or anything like that, unless they retconned it. Her and Aquaman are physically the strongest people on Earth. I'm trying to think who else. I don't count Hal Jordan because he uses alien technology. I don't count Batman, although physically I'm sure he can hold his own, but if she gets a hold of him, she's throwing him into the stratosphere. Right? I'm trying to think who else, human-wise. But then do we have to count those that have metahuman abilities, like the Flash? He's human. Then we start moving the goalpost. Yeah, but she's still human. She's still based on Earth, is what I'm saying. Whatever her origins are, which they change. They change all the time. I think now, they've well, before Absolute, if I remember, with the Gal Gadot, they kind of changed it to match what they were doing in the comics. I know before that she was made out of clay. No, actually, right? In the Gal Gadot movie, she mentions that she was made out of clay. I can't remember. She's made from butt mud? Yeah, I guess. What's up, Homer? is mud from low tide? Low tide in Maine. You take that back. Come in here, seeing that stuff. What's up, Homer? How you doing, man? Hope you had a fantastic weekend. And good morning. No cafecito. Hey, the music you've been playing on your stream, is that stuff from Tank? I kind of like Or it's just rando, not rando. No, I can dig it. I can dig it. I'm trying to work and scale more. I'm trying to go bigger. And this 11 by 14 is the smallest I've done with something like this. Said it. You had to deal with a crybaby. Okay. Uh, see, I was watching a little bit of the. I think I know what you might be referring to. I think I was watching a little bit of what was going on. That's quite unfortunate. I don't know the whole detail. I won't have you rehash any of that stuff here. But yeah, dude, I don't understand certain things. We're all just trying to create, you know, I can dig it. I just think it's funny that it's a bunch. We're all just artists trying to find our space in a place in a park that has a ton of space. But I think like you concluded, you just gotta do you. The heck with everything else. I think people end up having weird agendas in this world of this YouTube, this I don't know, this platform. That we have here. And then there's I think there are way too many instigators. So your boy stays quiet, brother. I got other things to worry about. We all do. And I don't try to bring any of that stuff here. Even though it follows us, right? That type of unnecessary drama. It's just so weird. Yeah. I don't get it. Yeah. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. In the end, right? If we all really, if we ain't trying to help each other, right? We could just go somewhere else. Walk away. Walk away from that drama. You don't need any of that. You know? My Father's Day drawing while talking was fantastic. Fantastic. I couldn't ask for a better day, honestly. The weather held out. The weather held out. So I was able to smoke some a leg of lamb. So I smoked the leg of lamb for a couple hours, and then I threw it into a pressure cooker and added curry spices because I wanted to try that combination of smoke and curry. Came out fantastic. Simple, hung out. Got some great, thoughtful gifts from the kiddies and from the wifey, who I wouldn't be a dad without. And that's it. Then we got hit with a crazy thunderstorm. God let us know. And that's it. What did we watched? We've been watching. I have a ton of movies. Some of them are completed collections, like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. And I only have the first two. 28 days. I have 28 days and 28 weeks. We haven't seen any, and we watched the sequel. We watched 28. We watched 28 days and saw how terrible our father was. If you guys know, you know. If you know, you know. It did not dawn on me until right now, saying it out loud, that movie is about a terrible dad. And we watched it during Father's Day. 1 second, guys. Do you realize that, Angie? That 28 days, 28 weeks later that we saw yesterday is about a shitty dad on Father's Day?
It was. That was so stressful. And also, like, I was just thinking, like, wasn't there a security better than that? Like, they should have had people stationed everywhere.
Well, it was the American Army, so there you go.
Well,
It was the American military, and they failed England. All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Chad. I had to segue and bring that up to my daughter. Dealing with a crazy yeah. And barbecue some hot dog burgers. Celebrate Father's Day. Fantastic. Yeah, man. We hung out. The weather was nice. You know, everything worked out really well. The thing about if you're smoking meats, you really just have to wait, right? If you're watching, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. So you just got to wait and hope. And we really did luck out with the weather. It started to rain and get worse the moment I took the meat out of the smoker. But by that point, it's exactly what I needed. Yeah, you know what? This is almost done. I just need to do some highlight work. And yeah, the second one. We haven't seen any of the other ones. Like I said, I couldn't ask for anything more.
BRB.
You leaving?
Only for like a 15 minutes or something.
Be safe, have fun. But where was I? Hung out, yeah, and that's it. I couldn't ask for anything more. I really couldn't. If I asked for anything more, it's being selfish. I got to sketch a little bit, like to read a little bit, cook and hang. That's it. No, I didn't watch the 28 years, and I haven't watched the Bone Temple. But you say it enough, YouTube will ruin the whole movie. They've been showing full freaking clips, like half-hour clips. So if you just play them in sequential order, you just watch the whole movie. What you're reading? So lately, I've been kind of all over the place. I've been reading. I just finished reading Batman Gothic, and I'll show you. I have it right here. Been reading this. I've been reading. I just finished reading Batman Gothic. It's alright. I got it mainly because of the writer and the artist, Grant Morrison and Klaus. Klaus's work is amazing. Ooh, man, 3 hours, bro. I'm old, man. Listen, we watched several movies recently that were a little bit too long. One, I watched Masters of the Universe, which was entertaining. It was cute. It was fun. It was long, bro. It was a half an hour too long. What was it? There was another movie we saw recently that just was like, man, he didn't need that. But anyway, Batman Gothic, the artwork is really good. Seeing what Klaus does with Batman, and it seems like a very young Batman. Is really I really bought it just for the artwork. The story's fine, and I'm reading Planetary. I just finished reading the first volume of Planetary, and then every chance I get to go to the comic book shop, I'll pick up some more of these Conan sagas and Savage Swords. One for the covers. I'm going to redo this cover one day. I just think she's so cute, and she just seems so out of place. Because he's like he's ready to go, and she's like, yeah. She's looked very like New Jersey Shore. No offense to any New Jersey Shore gals out there, but it just seems so out of place. But I love it, so I'm gonna redo that eventually. I've just been reading a ton of these Conan books, mainly for studying. I'm studying the ink work. I'm studying the foam work. I'm studying the black and white to help me visualize some of the texture and the worlds. Not the worlds, the textures and the settings that I'm going to put my characters in. Because it's kind of in that era, so I'm like, there won't be much water. There will be snow, there will be rain and smoke, so I'm trying to figure out how to visualize those effects and textures. So, New 52 Action Comics that was kicked off by Grant Morrison. Did he do, is that the, what did he do? They had a bunch. He did a bunch of weird stuff. He does weird stuff, but he's consistent with the weird. All right, where am I? Where am I? Yeah, that book, Gothic, is oddly paced. Paced? Paced. Yes. You haven't heard of Klaus? Shame, shame. I didn't know he was much of a single artist. I always saw him as an inker. For instance, uh, The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. Klaus Johnson is his inker. Um, Daredevil is not Born Again. Now I gotta Google it. I can't see because my bookshelf is in front of me. But he's an amazing inker. That's all you need to know. And an amazing artist. Grant did All-Star Superman, also did the Son of Batman arc that brought in Damon. Me and my kids can't stand Damon Wayne. Not Damon Wayans. I like Damon Wayans. All-Star Superman is great. hmm There's just too many. Too many books, and it's unfortunate. You have to put Superman in those weird situations to make him interesting anymore. Again, I'm not reading any of the new Absolute stuff. I not that I don't want to. I'm just not interested. I am embracing a lot of the older stuff first, more because I'm not reading these books. I'm not picking up books for entertainment. Is that weird? I've been picking them up lately. The stuff that I have been picking up at the comic book stores or buying online have been for study. My mindset has been completely different with this stuff. The things that I've bought for entertainment and for support, Saboteur's comic, Tommy's, XU, I don't know how to say his name. XUC Comics is an interesting. I gotta show you guys this thing. XUK Huke is I think he's from Brazil. This is an amazing piece of work of a post-apocalyptic world, and the main character. Things have been forgotten, obviously, right? The Legend of the Forgotten World or the Forgotten Life. Their world is so dangerous and constantly in battle with each other in certain tribes that they don't understand what happened. And there's certain things about the past that they are drawn to. But I don't know if he wrote it in his native language and the translation makes it weird. They do have a weird way of speaking because it's been so long in the future that their language is kind of broken and reversed. I'm not saying that they speak like Yoda, but there's certain characters that do. It's very adult. The villagers, they embrace their their nudity. They're not afraid of it. They'll go and chop trees. Men and women would walk around in the nude. But there's such a lot of world building and such amazing work. He's an amazing artist. You can see all the different tools that he uses with digital and watercolor and color pencils. But it's a very hard book to review and to explain. It's an event. It's really interesting. I gotta read it a few more times, and I feel bad because he I think he was expecting me to do kind of like a review and hype it up, and I want to, but I don't want to. I gotta be true as well. I do appreciate a ton of it. You guys ever watch a movie that or you read something that's very divisive and you go, I think you should watch it, but I wouldn't recommend it. For instance, you guys heard about this Serbian film? I do not recommend that movie. Period. Period. I think there's certain themes in there and certain things that happen that are disgusting, and you can't unsee. But back then, when I was as a horror aficionado, I watched it. And when somebody asked me about it, I said, I think you should watch it, but I wouldn't recommend it. And I think that's a very weird thing to say. And I don't mean that about the kid's book. I'm just saying it's one of those things that I need to be honest about recommending. And maybe I missed something. And I'm no authority on that stuff, so. Art, like all things, is subjective. Yeah, Omar, don't. But you should. You should, but I don't recommend it. If you're into that. Because then you're going to be like, dude, what the hell is Mel? Mel is not who he says he is. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna go bigger after this. I have a canvas. I want to see if I can transfer. I want to see if I can pencil like this with all the smudging and all the graphite erasing on physical canvas. I don't know if I'm gonna be successful. I don't remember if I've tried it. I know the painting I did of the Virgin Mary is in pen that I painted over. But I think with canvas I'm gonna have some hard time cleaning up certain things. And I have a feeling I've been watching those portrait artists of the year competitions, and I swear that they draw on canvas. But I don't think they smudge as much as I do. Oh, dude, it pushes. It pushes. And apparently there's a message in there. It's lost on me because I'm not Serbian. I don't know what they were trying to say or the filmmaker was trying to say, but it could be just BS so that people can see it. So I don't know. But yeah, I wish I never seen it. There's certain things that I'm not trying to oversell it. I'm really not. I really wish I didn't see it. And I'm glad I'm the only one in my house that has seen it. But there was a point in time where movies they were just really mean-spirited. And they could say whatever they want about, oh, it's for practical, it's for this, tell a story. They would just seem to mean, and the mean-spirited and just evil. The the torture porn movies that came, that era of torture porn movies because of Turistas. Turistas go. You remember that? Turistas go home and what's the one with Jay Hernandez? Hostel, and so on and so forth, and High Tension, and Wolf's Creek, and all of those. There was a movie with Fassbender that when Michael Fassbender and his wife go to this little village, a beach, or a little lake, and they get terrorized by the teenagers. Ugh. From what you've heard, that's why you haven't watched it. Yeah, man. Um, yeah. But yeah, there was an era of horror movies that just be like, I can't. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, the first Hostel movie was really nuts, right? That kind of put Eli Roth on the map. Was it that one? It was that one, and it's not Cabin in the Woods. That's a different movie. Eli Roth did a movie where these teenagers went out to mess around in a cabin, and the water was infected. You remember that? And they started like peeling. Yeah, Fassbender was in a movie. And even the actress that's with him, you go, wow, I didn't know she was in crap movies also. I forget. It just makes you really hate local teenagers if you watch that movie with Fassbender. It's one of those you you remember the movie with Liv Tyler? Was it The Strangers? That they terrorized her in her home? Was it The Strangers? Which apparently was based on a true story. as I watch, zombie rage virus humans. Yeah, the first two were the first Hostel was revolutionary, right, in terms of what it was and the gore, and he kind of brought it back to that filmmaking gore. I think the second one was Jay Hernandez's revenge revenge tour against the high society, or the people that run that stuff. Turistas was nuts. You ever seen Turistas? I think it was called Turistas, but it was like Turistas Go Home. I think what the frick is his name? DeHamel? DeHamel's in there? Josh DeHamel? DeChamel? And there's a great sequence where they had to swim through some underwater caves and caverns to get to this beautiful part of, I guess it was Mexico or Argentina, I can't remember. And if you're claustrophobic, they really did it to you. It was good. It was good. Low budget, good, creepy horror flick. with a twist ending. Yeah, Teresa's was interesting, but you can tell that was where it was going. That came after Hostel, and then that had success. But yeah, the sequence where they were escaping, spoiler alert, and they had to go through the caverns again, and they dropped the flashlight, is really cool and creepy. I really wish that these comic book movies and studios would really push the genre, their superheroes, into those type of genres. I think Blade, when it came out, kind of pushed it. There wasn't a lot of horror. It was just kind of like a really, really good action vampire movie. They can make it. They can push some horror in some of these. I think it could work. People are going to say that they tried it with Doctor Strange. That was not a horror movie. I think that they neutered Sam Raimi. There are certain bits of light horror, but watch one of his horrors and then watch Doctor Strange and tell me that they're the same. They're not the same. It doesn't have to be Evil Dead or whatever that. Yeah, Evil Dead. Something. Yeah, dude. The horror porn stuff and the torture porn and all those. I'm good. High Tension may have been one of the hardest flicks to watch. And I think it was the guy that eventually took over the Evil Dead movies. And High Tension didn't make no sense, but I don't know if any of these lines are going to work, but I need it to break up. Oh no, this shading. I was showing my wife this piece, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna paint it. What? She almost turned into her. So I guess I gotta paint it. But I think we might be done here with this Wonder Woman. But there aren't that many comics that are horror based, really. Not even Walking Dead. So what are we watching? I'm trying to think what else. Besides that, boom, 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 boom. We're still debating here at Casa de Mel. We're gonna watch Supergirl in the theaters. The I know the book, the story, the book they're taken from is the one that the Woman of Tomorrow. Yeah, Woman of Tomorrow. That was done by Bilquis. Are you going to seal the pencil work before you? Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to paint over this one. I'm going to seal it anyway with fixative so it can bring out the contrast on some of these lines, and then I'll scan it. Once I scan it, I'll print it out and I will paint over the printout. And I do that by, I end up spraying the printout with fixative also. I spray it with fixative and then I put gesso, a clear gesso right on top of the paper. Sometimes the printer ink bleeds and it'll bloom, but it's never so bad. I did it with the Crom Barbarian that I did. It's kind of like the first time doing it that way. And I was like, huh, they worked. Because I've been trying to keep my pencils like these when I'm painting, when I'm drawing on Bristol or real paper. I'm keeping those pencils for my canvas drawings and my artboard drawings. I try to scan them, but they'll have a you'll see the texture of the canvas. Ooh, I don't like that tangent. But I'm trying to work more on stuff that I can't keep, like canvas. So that I can, it'll make it easier for me to let go, which hasn't been the case. You still in bed, man? Well, you're an hour behind, so it's 10, I think. It's all good, brother. Stay in bed, chillax. I gotta pick a day, man. That I'm not driving, so I can jump on one of your shows, sketch with you and draw with you. Start some drama. No, I'm kidding, brother. Start some drama. The only drama I like is in my soap operas. Ooh. Oh, it's because I have this cafe jazz music in the background. Drama. Drama. Because there's so much drama in the LBC. People get jealous over the little BS success I have here on YouTube. Dude, wait till we become thousandaires, man. Wait till we be bringing in those hundreds. No, that's the thing that I've noticed too. And that was the thing that I suffered from early. Um, I'm just gonna draw and people, and it's gonna draw people. I had this channel originated 8 years ago and went nowhere because I had this the audacity to be like, people are just gonna come on and watch me draw, no nothing. And when it didn't, man, I gotta put in work. Shoot. And when I did put in work, when I started putting in the time to do the narrative videos and just enjoy it a bit, put some effort behind it, success. I am super grateful for all the people that have subbed and watched and communicate with me. That I'm good. I'm good. You know, I don't hide from the fact that, yeah, I want the channel to be monetized, and it can't be done without them. There is a community, dude. There is a community of like-minded artists that all they want to do is draw and have a good time and be in a safe space in that sense. And that the unnecessary, what feels like high school. No offense to any high schoolers here, but cut it out, man. There's nobody here trying to be the class president. Yeah, so it's all good. It's all good, man. Yep, yep. Yeah. You just gotta find a good group, a cool group of peoples, man. Uh, Drawing while talking, be hanging, be chilling. I've seen some of his work. It's really nice. He did was that a Star Trek? I gotta go back and check it out. Timber from Watercolor by McCraw. We're a bunch of quiet. Yeah, it's like library quiet. But we all hang and bang. It's fun, man. Ike is cool from the UK. Artfully Becoming. I started watching her stuff. Yeah, man. Where I come from, I don't mind uncomfortable silences, if you know what I mean. That to me means that people are comfortable around each other. They don't have to search or look for things, and if a question comes up, it comes up. Talk about it, be about it. All right, let me clear up this thing. Yeah. Stay in your lane. But yeah, this is my comfort zone, and if it can be somebody else's, if it becomes a comfort zone for my people that watch, that's what's up. Zen mode. Let me see. Drawing. Drawing while talking. He said he was gonna go to a ball game. I'm assuming that's baseball. We're still in baseball season. I don't follow any sports down here. I'll tell you what, though, right? For the Knicks to have won for the first time in 53 years, they said. That conversation about them kind of came and went. John says, I enjoy talking with you. Appreciate that. Discussing comics and seeing the process. And yes, thanks. Drew data. Yes, you drew data. I'm like, what? You drew data. You want to do more with the channel, have ideas, yet don't have the artistic skill of achieving them. I think you might be selling yourself short, bud. I tell you what, this is what you should do. Record anyway, right? If you're gonna put it on your channel or thinking about it, record anyway. And don't think about it. Hit record and go about your process. And don't scrutinize it too much. Right? Enjoy the process, and then you'll realize how good of a piece came out. And if it didn't, edit that bad boy. No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. It's a learning. When I started doing gouache and teaching myself how to do gouache, I recorded them and didn't produce anything. I did a lot of shorts. I drew a lot of I recorded a lot of time-lapsed videos. And I was putting them in Instagram more than... Where's my brush? On Instagram instead of YouTube. So January all the way until August. August was the first video that I uploaded of me painting with gouache. Because I was scrutinizing and being mean to myself. Jerome, how you doing? Good morning. That's cool. Your dad's a big fan. So that's what I was asking. Who you guys gonna watch? And if you don't want to share that part, that's okay. I haven't been to a baseball game in forever. I've never been to a football game, professional. I somehow was able to get into the field of a Boston College game. I've never seen a hockey game. I'm dying to. I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but I love watching hockey every once in a while. I've gone to several basketball games. Absolutely, football is better on TV. I'm sure if I was to pay for a ticket, though, I've had opportunities working at an IT department and working for as a purchase manager. I had opportunities from some of our vendors to go, and your boy turned them down just to not risk what's the word I'm looking for? Conflict of interest. But if I could turn back time, I would have been in the suites watching the Patriots. Yeah, John, and sometimes that fight might be on the ice. I was lucky enough as a fan to appreciate hockey and then see the Bruins win. For a newbie, those games were fantastic. That run that the Bruins had to win that championship was fantastic. So I'm young enough to remember how terrible New England was with sports, but still had a ginormous fan base. growing up, the Celtics were near the end. I still appreciated Larry Bird, but he was already in his last leg, last leg. I remember seeing Wade Boggs crying in the dugout when they lost against the Mets. So, what can you do? Oof. That game against Atlanta. Whenever they play that, so the NFL channel will play every Super Bowl. And if you're a Pats fan, when they get to the 2000s, you have an amazing marathon of Super Bowls to watch. But that Atlanta game, oh brother, I remember it. I have, or had the DVD of the Patriots winning their first one after 9/11. Your boy wept like a baby during during U2's Super Bowl halftime when I am not a huge fan of U2 or Bono, but him opening his jacket to the American flag and the screen behind him dropping, the sheet behind him dropping, and having the names of all the victims was an amazing tribute. Wept. It was terrible. My mom lived near Larry Bird's home in Indiana. Oh yeah, man. What was it? Ugh. They gave him a terrible name. What was the name? I don't want to say it. I can't remember it correctly. I love sports because it's like, we did it. We didn't do nothing. We did it. When they lose, they suck. They lost. We did it. With that thinking in mind, I'm the winningest. I'm the winningest artist on YouTube. I got all the champions. I'm so corny. I got a Bruins sweater. I have a Patriots jersey and a Red Sox jersey with my last name on it. Yes, artfully becoming. I didn't want to say it was the hick from French Lick. Larry Bird. I love that dude. That dude was badass. Who is my pick 5 NBA all-time squad? Dream team versus anyone? That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know if I care enough at the moment. I don't know, man. Right? Because if anything, my dream team is so old, right? It's people that I don't know in their prime. Anybody from the 90s would if we was to do a quick 5, the first 3 we can't do double, right? We can't do same person in the same position. If you don't choose Jordan, you don't belong in the conversation. If you don't choose Shaquille O'Neal, but do you do Shaquille O'Neal over Wilt? Right? So I'm sorry, but the white boys from the beginning of the era, the guys that created the NBA, they're not gonna be in that pick. Sorry, Kuzi. Sorry, Havlicek. As good as they were, they're getting dunked on all day by Irving. Both Irvings. Any Irving. There's so many, right? No Shaq. No Shaquille in his prime. No Hack-a-Shaq. In his prime, sorry, that coffee's banging. In his prime, who shot better than? I don't know. You know, be a really good. I think he's taller. Bird in his prime. Stephen Curry in his prime. Stephen was dangerous. People that wanted the ball. I wouldn't put LeBron in there. LeBron is fantastic. I think the fact that he's done it for 40 plus years is like a okay. Um, he doesn't ask for the ball enough in crunch time, but he'll quickly throw you under the bus if you fail in crunch time. Who'd you do, Dennis Rodman over them? Is there any white boys that play? Yeah, bro. Dirk all day. Dirk over what's his name, man? Dirk Nowitzki over what's the other kid that's from his place? That can't pick a team anymore. He's with the Lakers. Jokic. LeBron and Shaq they weren't in Miami together. They weren't in Miami together? No. Nope. That can't be right. Do you do Dirk over dude, I'd be talking about him all the time. Tim Duncan? Or the Admiral? Dave Robinson? Oh, the Chief? Robert Parrish? The only big thing I remember about Robert Parrish is him getting bricks of weed mailed to his house. Somebody snitched on the Chief, yo. Leave him alone. He was a little too early. He was too early, man. He could have waited for Mood. He couldn't wait for Mood. He was getting bricks. Oh, my. All right, so from the peanut gallery across the hall, my wife says, she's a homer. Paul Pierce? I'm sorry, babe. No Pierce. Kobe, Garnett, Pierce, Michael Jordan, and Hakeem Olajuwon, the Dream? That's a good squad. Is that right? No, not Parrish. The other dude. The freak was his name? Yo, this coffee is not working. I can't remember anybody's name right now. It wasn't Robert Parrish. John was the other gentleman that was before him. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh, I'm dropping. I can't believe I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm losing it. Bill Russell. I must have had a better weekend than I thought. I can't remember people's names. Bill Russell. Yes, Bill Russell is the reason Wilt didn't have as many. That was great. My honey dropped the Hakeem Olajuwon. That's cute. That's great. Yeah, Robert Parrish won a Is he won, he was with the Bulls with Jordan near the end of his career? The Chief. And Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale had those long Frankenstein arms and just weird square shoulders. My cousin Alex has that frame. Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Bogues was the shortest, wasn't he? No, wasn't. Who was the kid that was dunking on people? Spud Webb? Was Spud Webb shorter than Muggsy? I think you're right. Spud Webb is so short that he won the dunk contest simply because he reached the rim. Because the dunk he had to win was, look at me, the most unathletic. He just jumped up and dunked it. It's impressive because he's so short. Short for us. He's probably still like 5'9", 5'10". Yeah. But I think you're right. Muggsy was the shortest. I remember watching the dunk contest when Spud Webb won. I remember when Dominique won the human highlight reel. That dude. And then we got him near the tail end of his career. The Celtics, picked him up in the tail end of his career. Shoot, Shaquille O'Neal was the Celtics for a bit. Muggsy Bogues was 5'3", little short king. You know he's almost as tall as Wolverine. Wait, hold on, let me see. Wolverine height. 5'3". Good Lord. Avery Johnson. What an era of big dudes. Hakeem Olajuwon, Dikembe Mutombo, Manute Mutombo. Mutombo was not in my house, wasn't it? Alright. I think I just gotta sign this and go. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to spray this. Hugh Jackman is 6'2". Yep, no, not in my house. It's just really crazy what the big man can do in the sport right now. With the alien chucking threes. It's amazing. The power forward position too, right? Because that was Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett can spread the floor up and shoot just a foot inside the three. Thank you, DWT, drawing while talking. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think, and if I keep going, it's just going to be building on black, and it's just going to be grayer and grayer. I'm not going to get pure black. But I think I can work with that and spray it, and it'll look real nice once I spray it with a fixative. One thing I did, what I started to do with these, this is just a regular sketch pad, a Bristol board. I would tape the edges on all of them, and then so that I can draw and then throw gesso right on top and use it like a canvas. Problem is, as you start getting lower and lower, if you don't cut the edges, it makes it weird to draw in here. So threes are luxury, high percentage shots, and making your free throws with good time. And yeah. I gotta sneak a spot to put my name in here. I should put it under her fist. That'd be kind of cool, right here. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Am I? Where the hell? No, this is regular paper. This is Bristol board. But I still add gesso even on the canvas boards over my pencils. That seals the pencils so you can see them better when you're drawing or painting. For instance, like this one, for instance, this is using the blue pencil, the blue Prismacolor. This ain't it. It's a regular pencil. Let your boy be lying. Where are you, man? Oh, these here. The board is I believe the board is It doesn't say, but I'm sure it is already gessoed up. But when I draw over it, with as much detail and as much smudging like this, if I was to go ahead and pour clear gesso over it, or try to paint over it, because the gouache is water-based, I risk having my pencils smudge into the paint, and then it'll become a hot, muddy mess. But by spraying fixative, seals my pencils. It lifts some of the contrast up, which is dope, which I enjoy. And if I was to go ahead and just pour clear gesso, the colors won't smudge and it won't turn blue. The blue pigment of the pencils won't mix. So yeah, I was saying earlier too artfully that one of the best things about this pencil is that I didn't need a collection of other pencils to reach that tone or those dark tones the way I had to do with this Wonder Woman or any other drawings I do with graphite. That looks actually pretty cool. Problem is, if I scan this, which I have, it may look good on on one screen, but on the other, which I think is what it's going to actually look like, you can see the texture of the board. So I'm going to have to take if I ever want to try to sell prints of this. My screen is dirty. I got to take a digital picture, a high-res digital picture, and then work it that way. which is what I'm gonna do. Also, what I was saying earlier is that I'm kind of like in a groove with this kind of single pose, single character title, very comic booky poster graphic look to it. That I have 1, 2, 3, 4 already. I'm gonna do a bunch of these and try to get them done, either drawn, inked, or whatever the heck, and make prints of them. Because I'm going to go to, I want to go to the IndieCon in Jacksonville, Florida. That's how they say it in the Spanish station. Jacksonville, in Jacksonville. I went there 2 years ago. It was really cool to see all these great local artists and indie creators, and I really, this was very early in my YouTube, so I didn't know what I was looking at or looking for, if anything. I just wanted to be around other artists, and I thought it was dope. So I want to go this year a little bit more prepared with some of these and see if I can use them in a way to introduce myself to other indie artists, and maybe some type of work or relationship built with people here that are local. I've already started a relationship with 2 comic book stores around me. One's about 4 miles away, another one's about 12. I'm looking for 2 other ones that are near me. One called Cowabunga Comics that I want to go check out, and Colossal, you gotta love the names, Colossal Comics in Argyle. But the other 2 that I have consignment, I'm working, and I have some of my artwork in their stores, is Mythical Mountain in Jacksonville, and the Vault Comics. So I want to be able to add some prints to their collection as well, and just see what happens. I don't try to poo-poo or put too much pressure on myself or anything like that in terms of my artwork. I'm doing it more as a calling cards and business cards, and try to meet people. You never know. It's a weird time to be an artist. It's a weird time to be doing this and showing it to people, especially when money's tight, gas is tight, travel's tight, that type of stuff. Am I an illustrator? I guess you can say I'm an illustrator with the way I do some of my stuff. I'm not a sequential illustrator in the sense I don't do comic books. I am in the process of writing my own, and will eventually put in some work on sequential art. But yeah, I think if I was to label myself as more of an illustrator than a painter, I think the painting stuff is after the fact. I didn't go to a traditional art school like Boston College of Art or Art Institute of whatever. I went to but I did go to, I don't even know what to call it. I do have an associate's degree on graphic design and communication, which they can kind of see the graphic design part and the compositional part that I learned from there. But no, most of this is self-taught. Comic books, swiping, copying, tracing, and just building and studying our contemporaries. But no, I didn't go to a traditional art school. I wanted to. I went to Bunker Hill Community College. I had 1 semester of there with art as my major. Loved it. I couldn't stay. And then I did 2 years at Catherine Gibbs School, which is kind of like I wouldn't call it a vocational school, but it was originally a secretary school in Massachusetts. Turned out to be fraudulent. But they had an art program. They had a 3D computer modeling program. That's really what I wanted to go for. But it was only classes of it. You couldn't get a certificate or diploma based on the computer stuff. So it was added into the graphic design because it had. That's where I learned Photoshop. That's where I learned Quark. Quark for publishing, and Dreamweaver and Flash and Lightwave. So I went there to learn computer animation and artwork. This was right after Toy Story, so I'm like, that's what I want to do. They didn't teach me any of that. I did get out of there with an amazing respect for old and traditional art. Posters from war era, propaganda posters, and just Art Nouveau, Art Deco, that type of stuff. That's where, but nay. There's so much that I don't know from the stuff that I do know. But I know enough. I know what they say. I know enough to be dangerous. Out of the highs and lows from going to that school, I met some amazing people. Highs. I met some trashy people. Lows. Drawing in charcoal. I came out of there with a love for charcoal and figuring out how to do that. I didn't do any much coloring. I didn't excel very well with paints or pastels, which I thought, oh, pastels are like charcoal. They're not. I wish they had a bit more of traditional art classes so you can learn the fundamentals of color theory and temperatures and things like that. That would have been really dope to find out, to work, to learn. Excuse me. I'm still learning those things to this day. I wish I can read a color wheel and understand it a bit better. Oh man, you know what, dude? I feel terrible. I have not been keeping my eye on the vertical stream. I'm a terrible person. So you cats in the vertical stream, I'm sorry. I was ignoring you, but not on purpose. Because it's Monday. The coffee, second cup, by the way, has not yielded any good brain power. And I thought I had the window open for it, and I guess I didn't. Let me see, where you at? Oh no, this dude's been here talking the whole time. My dude. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm gonna Hey Shmel, how you doing, Saboteur? This was like 3 hours ago. I'm doing good. I'm really good. Morning. How do I get to the desktop version? Sorry. Suno, yeah, we rocking my Suno. Been making my own jammy jam. Send me your playlist, bro. I'll jam to your Okinawa jazz. Different moods, blah blah blah. Very near. How you doing, man? Appreciate you swinging through. I am having a wonderful day. I appreciate you. Sab couldn't find the desktop. He's like an old dude. I'm fiddling with all the buttons. You gotta study. You want to be class president? No, you don't. Larry's from French Lick. He used to live close to me. See him at the bars. That's what's up, Sabo. When you see him, tell him I said what's up. The hick from French Lick. And Quark, man, what a fun time. Alright, we're all caught up on that side. Sabo, my bad, dude. I wasn't ignoring you. Or was I? Bum, bum, bum. Me and Omar earlier were talking about drama. The only drama we want is from our soap operas, our novelas. The color wheel is tricky. Yeah, man, I have one right here. And I've used it. I've peeked at it and go, okay, this is what I'm gonna do with here. I don't care for it, and I know it's important. I know it is important in the graphic design sense to pull the eye, pull interest. I know it. We all artists at one point or another, we don't like to stay in the same stream of the road, and we try and do things. I'd rather be more instinctual and let it. It feels like it should be that color. It feels like it should be that. And if it works, it does. If it doesn't, you go, well, that didn't work. This stuff here, split complementary, tetrad color. I don't care. But I have used it when it comes to trying to find a certain shade and shadow and light. But in the end, you can you can just dumb it down, do opposites. It's a bit cooler over here, so blue's a bit warmer over here, so yellow's to red. But no, I don't know, and I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thing. If it feels right, it'll work. If it doesn't, it doesn't, really. You know, it's understandable to know the principles. I think that helps. Obviously, that'll always help to have the principles or the basics, but I don't want to be chained into that. That's not what being an artist does. People never really get chained to it. You may get more consistent. Do we want to be consistent, or do we want to be spontaneous? Do we want to be... So what do you want to feel? What do you feel like today? My stuff is very... I was about to say something derogatory about my stuff, but that's not what I really want to do. I think my stuff is familiar. It's familiar. So I like to add the unfamiliar to the familiar. I think that makes sense, right? To the art of fighting without fighting, the be like water, my friend, the Tao of Jeet Kune Do is in my artwork. All you know is opposite colors are good to use with what I'm using. There you go. There's so much that we need to learn and be comfortable with it. And meh. But the more I look at some of the older stuff, I always be bringing these things out. Where is it? Is it here? It's on my other ones. And even here, right? It may not be very well because of the coloring, but how cold it is in the background with the greens and blues, how warm it is in the inside because of their flesh tone colors and the shield. These are awesome. Like I said, I'm going to redo this cover. I just love that face. I think that's what I'm going to do eventually. Where we at? 4 minutes to go. Party peoples, I'm gonna call it for this morning. I will be back in a couple of hours, maybe around 3 o'clock. I gotta clean up my area. I don't know if I'm gonna start on the giant canvas for Galactus. Maybe I will. I will. There's a piece that I'm earwigging. I know I mentioned this earlier about David and Goliath that I really want to do. So I've been doing a lot of sketching of it, and I'm not quite sure where I want to stand. Where I stand visually. There's some of these where conceptually David is down here picking up the stone with the giant above him. I was trying to work with perspectives here to try to get the feel of what a giant. There you go. I'm trying to do like what my boy Saboteur does. It's one of my my OC character in a tragic moment. Working with perspective, but where is it? This piece here is what I ended up. This is Goliath after it's been done. He has this. That's his head. That's his body, and the sword after David removes his head. I really want to emphasize some of the stuff here on the hand and the form, so that's kind of like what I'm trying to figure out. This is some of my Galactus ideas I was gonna do. I think that's just too generic. Fist, and this is actually, I'm over here talking trash. This is actually a panel from his appearance in the Fantastic Four. That I thought, oh, maybe I could just redo it and add my own stank on it, but instead I think I'm going to do the random Bart. Dude, the random Bart. I was on the first stream for Wonder Woman. Somebody jumped on and said that looks great. We convoed, and then the question came out: can you draw Bart Simpson? And I was like, what? I was like, first, how do you, what makes you think of Bart Simpson from looking at Wonder Woman? It made me laugh. I thought that was funny. Yo, draw, hit me with a like for the random Bart. A random Bart like. Get some thumbs up. Get some thumbs up and hearts for random Bart. So, I was gonna do Galactus munching on a planet. I like that idea. I might do that in the future. Maybe not so big. Oh, my about the artist portrait. I haven't done a caricature in a very long time, and this is how. I was feeling very very good. I was very happy. I think I did this on Saturday. But then, again, this is another David. I think so, but I thought it was funny. So I'm trying to figure out the perspectives to make it right. I like the hand. I like the less detail, and then like David now being present, getting his praise on. It's gonna be a very weird. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I have to see it. I gotta see it. I have to see it out of my head. So, I'm trying to reverse engineer it out of my head to see what it looked like on paper, and I'm going to actually use 11x17 comic book paper and see if I can figure it out. We'll see. We'll go from there. So, I'm going to start working on the Galactus, but I think I'm going to start putting some more ideas on paper for this, and maybe I can hold out for either Wednesday or Friday. So we'll see. It'll be fun no matter what. So I'm going to start tidying up a bit. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. It's been so make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for talking with me and hanging out with me. This is Art to the Round Table. My name is Mello. God bless you. I love you. I mean it. I'll see you guys later on today. But until then, I'll draw you later. Bye-bye.